As Final Four weekend approaches, San Diego State fans look back, celebrating 3 years now since Lamont Butler hit the last-second shot to send the Aztecs to the national championship game. Hello and welcome to Aztecs All In. I'm Weiner along with Steve Perez. And now it's wait till next year for both the Aztecs men's and women's basketball teams. Let's say hello to my good buddy, Steve Perez. Hey, Steve.
Hello, Lewis. For those who don't follow women's basketball, Lady Aztecs had a nice little postseason run, but it ends at the hands of the number 2 seed.
Thank you, Steve. More on that in just a few minutes. But first, time to reflect. Earlier this week on X, I posted on April 1st, where were you 3 years ago today? It was a monumental day in San Diego State sports history. The Aztecs on the national stage locked in a tight battle with Florida Atlantic for a chance to face UConn in the national title game. And this is what it sounded like, courtesy of CBS Sports and the call from Jim Nantz.
Taken on a rope and it's blocked. Pulled down by Mensah. They have the one timeout. Are they going to take it or not? They don't have their scorers on the floor. It's Butler with 2 seconds. He's got to put it up. And he wins it. He wins it with the jumper. A San Diego State miracle.
If you were inside the cavernous Energy Stadium in Houston on that day, whether you were up in the bleachers or courtside, you felt it. That moment of joy, of excitement, like we were all living a dream, but it was real. Aztecs fans in unison, cheering, pinching ourselves. Did it really happen? I was in Houston, and I'll never forget walking up to the concourse and high-fiving, shaking hands with any and all Aztecs fans. It was a moment etched in time, and we didn't want it to end. All eyes of the basketball world on San Diego State, a program that before the Steve Fisher era was just a speck in the world of college basketball. And here we were on the cusp of a national championship. Of course, we all know how the story ended. There would be no national championship. But for all Aztecs fans who attend games at Viejas Arena, there's no forgetting that special day with the Final Four banner hanging for all to see. This season, unfortunately, there were no nets to be cut down and no banners to hang. The Aztecs missing out on the NCAA tournament for one of the few times in the last few years. That final chance wiped out with a loss to Utah State in the Mountain West Conference championship game. But what does the future hold now for this SDSU basketball program in this wild and crazy era of NIL? The transfer portal opens next week, and right now we know that Miles Byrd won't be back, and there are rumors B.J. Davis will hit the portal. But what about the others? What about the talented freshmen LZ Harrington and Tay Simmons? Will they be back? How about the bigs, Miles Heide, Pharaoh Compton? Will Taj DeGorville get another shot? What about Magoon Gwath, who was injured most of this season until the end, who played pretty well in the Mountain West Conference tournament? We know the Aztecs have a talented shooter in Latrell Davis, who redshirted this season. And those comments from Brian Dutcher that shocked everybody after the season when he said the Aztecs would have made the NCAA tournament if Davis played all season. But hindsight is 20/20, right? Dutcher had too many talented players this season and couldn't play all of them. Well, he actually did. He tried, right? He tried going with an 11-man rotation for much of the season until injuries forced his hand. So it wasn't the season we hoped for, and next year's team will look a lot different. But trust in Brian Dutcher. He's been at this for a long time. And while some fans disagreed with how he handled the roster this season, he knows what it takes to put together a championship team. And so now we just wait and see. As for the women's basketball team, it was a season to remember for sure. Just one loss in the conference during the regular season, but a shocking loss to Air Force in the Mountain West Conference tournament meant no trip to the NCAA tournament. But instead, they did keep playing, courtesy of the Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament. And Steve has more on that.
Lewis, Kansas outlasted the Aztecs in a Thursday night game at Allen Fieldhouse in the WBIT quarterfinals. Score 85-78, final record on the season, tying a school record with 27 wins against 6 losses. Going to take these games in order and save the final game for the final part of this little ditty and start with the 2 games that had to be played at the University of San Diego because Viejas was committed to NCAA regional games over the same time frame. So the Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament, the NCAA's 32-team field, postseason tournament for teams that miss the big dance, as the Lady Aztecs did. First 3 rounds are at campus sites where the higher seed hosts. Final 4 in Wichita. First round action, the foe was UC Irvine, March 19th. It was 61-55, a grinded-out win over the Aardvarks? The Anteaters? Do they even have either of those in Orange County? Anyways, it was a back-and-forth battle. 12 lead changes, but the Aztecs forced turnovers late, closed on an 8-0 run. Naomi Paganiban, she'll be a junior next year, poured in 22 points, went 9 of 9 from the free throw line. Kennedy Lee added 11 points, 8 rebounds. The win marked the women's first postseason victory since 2013. Second round the following Sunday, again at the USD Pavilion. Next up, it was McNeese State, Cowgirls from Lake Charles, Louisiana. And did you know, Lewis, McNeese State was founded in 1939. It's home to one of the nation's top college rodeo programs. Appropriate mascot, Rowdy the Cowboy. McNeese exploded to a 28-5 record on the season, 21-1 in the Southland Conference, winning the league title with the 3rd best single-season turnaround in Division I women's basketball history under first-year coach Ayla Guizardos. The Aztecs expected a physical, confident bunch riding a 20-plus game win streak, and they got it. But the Aztecs opened up a 17-point lead with an 8-0 run while holding McNeese scoreless over the final 3 minutes of this game. Stat leaders for the Aztecs, Bailey Barnhart, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Nala Williams had 5 assists. And Naomi Paganiban, 10 points, perfect, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. McNeese State led by Dakota Howard, 16 points. Tyrion Sibley, 10 rebounds. Aztecs defense, second half execution, the difference in this one. Afterwards, Coach Stacey Terry Hudson talked about her pride in the team, 27 wins in the season, tying that school record.
I want to start by saying how much I respect what they've done this year. 29 wins, 21-game winning streak. They're just a really good team. And it challenged us defensively because they were a different style. They play a different style. And I thought we locked into the defensive scout and did a good job of showing a crowded floor. You guys probably heard me yell that 30 times in the game, but we wanted to make sure that they were scoring over us and not around us. And I thought we did a good job of that.
Here's Barnhart on the defensive effort by the Lady Aztecs in the second half.
I'm a big believer in defense translates to offense, and I saw that in the third quarter, just opening up, that momentum of getting stops to really shifting the ball on our court.
On now to Lawrence, Kansas to face the number 2 seed Jayhawks in a quarterfinal round game on their home court in Hoop Crazy, Kansas. This game played March 26th, a Thursday. Aztecs were right there after 3 quarters, leading by 2. All those tough road games in the Mountain West to draw on and college basketball's toughest venues. Aztecs got within 2 with 38 seconds left, but that was as close as they got. Kansas had the size inside. They made second chance points and clutch free throws down the stretch where they were 5 of 6. Length, depth, and a relentless attack mentality in transition, giving the Jayhawks the edge in this one. On the stat sheet, Aztecs as a team shot 55% from the field, 30 of 55, and they were 42% from three-point range. Naomi Paganiban once again leading the way with 20 points, keeping the Aztecs in it with timely threes and free throws down the stretch. Bailey Barnhart, solid contributions inside. Nala Williams dished out 7 assists. Aztecs forced turnovers, played with poise, but there was to be no upset in this matchup. Kansas led by Jalea Davis, a game-high 25 points. She grabbed 6 rebounds. Jayhawks out-rebounded the visitors 29-21 overall. And how do you lose a game when the Aztecs shoot 55% from the field? Well, Kansas shot 60%. Aztecs committed 11 turnovers in this one. That led to 12 Jayhawks points. Aztecs fought in the fog. They were within striking distance until the closing moments, but Jayhawks just too much at the fieldhouse. In addition to their record-tying 27 wins, the Aztecs finished the season as Mountain West regular season title holders, and it's one of the best seasons in program history, but it is now in the books. Lewis, after the game, Coach Stace and players Nala Williams and Naomi Panganiban talked about the loss. Coach Stace saying the team had its chances, but for some strange reason, her ladies were ending up on the wrong side of the ref whistles in favor of the big physical home team. Also, defense gave up way too many first-half points, she says. But the experience, the NCAA's WBIT was a good one, something to build on.
This is a group that has been playing for a long time. I mean, Naomi's gone overseas and played, didn't really have a break. We were able to make it through this season without any major injuries. Our staff does a great job of preparing them and making sure that they're ready to compete at a high level. And we're going to build on this, the WBIT, and I hope Kansas goes on and wins it all. But the past winners of the WBIT have had great seasons after it, and I'm hoping that we can build on this and jumpstart our new path as we enter the Pac-12.
Panganiban pretty clearly disappointed after this one. Her official WBIT towel draped around her neck, though still a good attitude afterward, giving proper credit where credit is due.
Super grateful for the season that we had, and just want to give all glory to God. Because even though it didn't go our way in the tournament, we're still regular season champs, and grateful for Nala for joining us this past season. And yeah, she's just a great floor general, and I think on top of her being a great basketball player, she's just an even better human being. So gotta show her some love too. So yeah, 7 assists, 0 turnovers. That's enough.
Aztecs will say goodbye to Nala Williams, just one season as a senior transfer from Division I Cal State Dominguez Hills. Coach Stace trying to make sure she received a little credit where credit is due. Mountain West Player of the Year, made the all-conference team, all-defense team. Coach Stace joking afterward about trying to figure out a way to keep her eligible for another season. But that is all the hoop left the jupe in Aztecs land this season. Lewis?
Thanks, Steve. So now we look ahead to college football this fall in a brand new conference, the Pac-12. Spring football practice underway, and if all goes according to plan, the Aztecs will have a familiar face under center. Jaden Denegal is back after undergoing surgery in December to repair an injury to his left shoulder that happened way back in the first game of the season against Stony Brook. Despite that, Denegal started all 12 regular season games for the Aztecs, but he had to miss the New Mexico Bowl against North Texas. Now he's being pushed by Kentucky transfer quarterback Stone Saunders, a 6'1" redshirt freshman. He was a 4-star recruit out of Pennsylvania's Bishop McDevitt High School, where he set state records for passing yards and touchdowns. Now his job is to push Denegal and to make it a tough decision for Sean Lewis to decide who his starting quarterback will be this fall. Steve, send us on home.
Okay, that'll do it for this edition of Aztecs All In. Be sure to give us a listen wherever you like to catch your favorite podcast. I've been checking out iHeart these days. Lots of good stuff there, including radio formats of all shapes, sizes, and tastes. And you can follow us on the X, the handle there, at Aztecs_all_in. For Louis Weiner, I'm Steve Perez, thanking you for checking us out on Aztecs All In.